Hey there, casual moviegoers, Casual Movie Guy here, and I am very excited that this movie was not a train wreck. Get it? Get it? Because it's called Trainwreck. So yeah, Trainwreck is a new romantic comedy starring Bill Hader and Amy Schumer. It's directed by Judd Apatow, and I love Judd Apatow films. I love 40-Year-Old Virgin. I love Knocked Up. He's also the producer of Superbad, which I think is one of the funniest films ever made. The dude just knows how to make people laugh. This film is no exception. Now, if you don't know the basic plot of this film, basically, Amy Schumer's character is a party girl. She loves to go out. She likes to party. She likes to drink. She has a pretty cool apartment. She likes to write for a men's magazine that she works for. That's her job. And then she is assigned to write an article about Aaron Connors, who is an up-and-coming sports doctor played by Bill Hader. And they start dating, they get to like each other, and thus we have our film. Now, one of my problems with this film is the fact that it follows the same formula that we've seen in most romantic comedies, and it doesn't do anything to diverse itself that much from it. It was kind of cool to see, instead of a guy who doesn't like to do relationships and stuff, it's cool to see a girl do it. That was a little different and a little refreshing, but overall it's the same story we've seen over and over. Another problem with this film is the fact that it's 30 minutes too long, and I don't like when comedies are too long. Action movies are tolerable because maybe you'll get a few cool action scenes, but when comedies start to be a little too long, they stop being funny and they start to be burdensome and they start to get a little tiresome, and it's not fun for anyone. If you see my Ant-Man review, I said that was like 15 minutes too long, and that's okay. 15 minutes is not too bad, but 30 minutes to 45 minutes, that's when it starts to become a big problem in a comedy. I like my comedies to be short and sweet and condensed into a short film because it just makes it a lot funnier of a movie, and it makes it just a more pleasurable view. My last final complaint about this film is the fact that there was some dramatic and emotional scenes in this film, and I was really getting into them. And it kind of just threw in some awkward comedy that I just felt like was forced and shoveled into that scene to keep the movie a straight-up comedy. But I felt like it was doing a really good job of balancing out comedy and drama up until those scenes. It was doing a good job of really just handling both sides of the coin very well. But then once it started getting into those really dramatic and emotional scenes, it tried to throw in that comedy, and it just tipped it into the balance of more of a straight-up comedy than a drama comedy. And that's okay. But personally, I thought it would have been a better overall film. May have not been a funnier movie, but a better overall film if it would have just kept those emotional scenes straight up dramatic and emotional. Now I know, I feel like I'm just complaining about this movie, but don't worry, I'm going to get into the positives right now. Straight up, this movie is freaking hilarious. I was laughing constantly. I was laughing my ass off so hard my stomach hurt. I thought I was going to have a six-pack by the time I was done with this movie. This may be one of the funniest movies I've seen in a long time. I think it may be the second funniest film of the year, right behind Ted, because Ted had something about it that I just couldn't stop laughing. But this film does a really good job too. Amy Schumer's hilarious in this film. The scenes with LeBron James are freaking amazing. And even Bill Hader gets me laughing a lot. Another positive of this movie, it's a pretty well written story. I really believe the romance that was on the screen. Bill Hader and Amy Schumer, I give a lot of credit to them. Not just for their acting, but Amy Schumer also wrote the film, so she did a lot in part of making this film a very funny film overall. But the on-screen romance was very realistic, it seemed real, and you know how it's gonna go. You know, they meet, they love, they break up, they get back together, yada yada yada. You know how it's gonna go. But I really felt like interested in the story. I was not on the edge of my seat, but I was interested to see where their relationship would go. And that's a credit to the writing and the acting and the directing, and I think all around this film was pretty well done on all of those aspects. There's nothing really much else I can say about this movie. It's your typical romantic comedy with a few twists thrown in. I love Amy Schumer, I love her style of comedy, so that added a lot to this film. LeBron James played a lot bigger of a role than I thought he would, and I'm glad about that because he was very funny in this film. But yeah, like I said, it's a little too long. I wish it had a little bit more emotional tones in it. But other than that, hilarious movie, a lot of fun to watch. If you don't like Amy Schumer, don't go see it. But if you like her and you like her style of comedy and you like that whole sexual, crude, kind of ruthless kind of comedy, then you'll definitely like this movie. Also, if you like Judd Apatow's other films like 40-Year-Old Virgin, Knocked Up, Superbad, you'll like this movie as well. I'm the Casual Movie Guy. Oh wait, score. I'm going to give this movie a 7 out of 11. Yep, lots of fun, very funny film. I'm the Casual Movie Guy. If you want to hear more from me, definitely hit that subscribe button. Make sure to like this video, check out some of my other ones, and I'm out.